Do you want to get into manga?
Nope.
Well, too fucking bad, Jim. Stick to the fucking script. Do you want to get into manga? But do you know where to start? Well, listen up, because I'll be showing you and the audience the best manga for beginners. So this whole video will basically just be a manga for dummies video. And we'll be strictly talking about the manga and not the anime adaptations, because that will be a video for another day. But what if you don't like the 1 or 2 mangas that I'm gonna be recommending to you? Well, then you don't have any taste. But I'm gonna be listing 8 different genres for people that, let's say, may not like romance comedies but love horror action series, and vice versa. So now you have an entire variety of stuff, and not only would this be just for beginners, but it will be for old manga readers that, let's say, want to get into mysteries or comedies or romance. But if you guys enjoyed this kind of content or like highly edited gaming videos, why not leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Anyways, Jim, pull out a paper and pencil, because we're gonna get started with the first genre. It's really hard to just pick one series from action and adventure, because not only is a majority of manga just action and adventure, but there's also thousands of really good action and adventure series. Like you have Soul Eater, Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, just to pick a few. But I do believe that Vinland Saga is a good choice for beginners. Vinland Saga is a story about revenge, a brutal Viking story taking place in the 11th century following Thorfinn. Thorfinn witnesses his father's murder and then decides to follow the man who killed him so he can one day get strong enough to kill him. The series is very action-packed. It is very easy to follow. Also, it is very ahead of its anime adaptation. The anime has only 1 season and a 2nd season just got announced, but the manga has over 26 volumes, so you don't have to really wait to see what happens next. I would have also recommended Attack on Titan, but I believe that the anime adaptation is way better than the manga just because of the difference in the art style. But honestly, you could read both series because they're both honestly pretty good, especially for beginners. With horror is literally just an obvious choice. You have to get a Junji Ito story. Junji Ito is the godfather of Japanese horror. Every story of his just gives this weird and disturbing atmosphere where it gets to the point where it just starts becoming really uncomfortable to read. That, and combined with the really detailed and just creepy looking art style that he has. My first ever story from him was Uzumaki, which is getting an anime adaptation soon. While I do recommend getting Uzumaki, you could technically just pick up any of his collections. Berserk was the obvious choice here. Berserk is the definition of fantasy. However, it is a very dark and intense story, but it is one of the greatest mangas of all time. If you want to get into manga, you have to at least give it a shot. But like I said, it is pretty dark, and if you don't want a dark fantasy series, you can always check out something like Demon Slayer or The Promised Neverland. Either way, all 3 of these recommendations all have their perks, but you're gonna have to check out Berserk. There is a reason it's called the greatest manga of all time. You just have to read and see. This one's gonna be pretty short because I've already preached about summertime rendering for the past 2 months. Plus, it's a mystery series, so I can't really spoil much about the mystery. All I can say is that this series is about a boy named Shinpai who visits his hometown for one of his best friend's funeral. At the funeral, he realizes something strange about the whole situation and starts questioning if her death was an accident or murder. The whole series is him finding clues and piecing together the whole mystery. And that's all I'll really say about it, because this series is best to go into blind. I definitely recommend reading the series or watching the anime because they're both just really great. But the series isn't super into mystery, but if you really want a hardcore mystery manga, I say either The Promised Neverland, just for its like mystery and world building, or Doubt, which is more of like an Among Us kind of mystery. But either way, check out either one of those three. They're really good. The good thing about the romance genre is that if you read one or two series, you basically already read like a majority of all romance series out right now. There's a lot of really good series to choose from, like for example, Kami Can Communicate, Nesokoi, Love is War, Call of the Night. But for me, I'm gonna have to go with my first ever romance series, the quintessential quintuplets. The story follows this boy named Futaro as he tutors a set of quintuplets, and then later on he gets more and more attached to them as he learns who they are individually. The best part about this series is that there's an actual winner. He actually chooses one of the sisters instead of it making you feel like you've just wasted your time getting attached to these characters and nothing happening. And it gets the readers engaged to see if their pick wins or loses at the end. And this is a little nitpick, but it is better to read the manga than watching the anime adaptation, just because in the anime you can clearly tell which sister is which, while in the manga series they look completely identical, just with a little accessory on their head. For parts of the series where they do like swap and you're not supposed to tell who's who, it makes it more engaging than it does like in the anime. But yeah, check out this series if you want, or you could check out the series that I mentioned in the beginning. Whichever you choose, they're all gonna be really great series, trust me. For those of you who don't know what shonen is basically manga meant for a younger audience, so around 12 to 18-year-olds. Shonen is also a really hard genre to tackle because of how many really good series there are, but I'ma always have to go with Chainsaw Man. It is my first ever shonen manga, and actually my first ever manga period. I feel like if you're trying to start manga, even if it's like whatever genre, I will always suggest Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is about this boy named Denji who has a pet devil, and they combine to make Chainsaw Man. He joins the Devil Hunter Association and starts to hunt down the gun devil to get this girl's attention named Makima. And that's a very simple, very vague summary of the whole series, because a lot more shit happens throughout the whole thing. But it is a very easy and simple story to follow. The art designs are amazing. All the characters are really likable. There is a reason that the anime has been getting so hyped up. But the cool thing about shonen is that you could really start off anywhere. You could start off with like the big three of One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. You can start off with Dragon Ball. You can even start off with newer series like Black Clover or My Hero Academia, but I always prefer people to watch the anime for those series than read the manga. But for manga, I'll always recommend Chainsaw Man. Seinen is the older brother of Shonen. While Shonen is for a teenage audience, Seinen is for the 18 to 30 demographic. Here is where you start getting your berserks and your vagabonds and your goodnight poom pooms. Probably one of the best examples of go read the manga instead of the anime has to be Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul is about a world of humans and ghouls. It follows Ken Kaneki as, after being attacked by a ghoul, survives through an organ transplant surgery from the ghoul that attacked him. Now dealing with the struggles of being half human and half ghoul, he learns to live like one, but trying not to lose his sanity as ghoul investigators come to hunt him and his friends down. The best part about this manga is that it is not centered with just a giant black cloud around everything. Also, the anime decides to cut off like really important details. I don't know why they did that. And then you have some really gruesome and detailed art style that comes with every dialogue, every fight scene, every internal struggle. Go give this one a shot if you like your action drama series with a big mix of horror. Slice of life series are considered series that are centered around normal people dealing with normal issues that happen in everyday life. In my opinion, one of the best slice of life for not only beginners but just in general is Goodnight Poon. I swear to god, I have to talk about this series in every manga video that I make. Goodnight Poon revolves around the life of Poon, a child who is starting to grow up and learn as he deals with a bunch of serious topics like divorce, self-esteem issues, falling in love, and just so much more. Throughout the chapters, everyone in the family starts having their own little arcs that explains who they are and what they're dealing with, while also following Poon's struggles as he's growing up to be a man. The series starts off actually pretty lighthearted and even comedic at times, with just a bunch of bizarre elements thrown in, but later on it just starts hitting you with real issues as you get closer and closer to each character. Whether you like them or hate them, you just feel really bad for them, and you probably know people that kind of deal with this stuff. It just leaves a bunch of readers going like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck am I reading? Definitely go check this one out if you haven't. And there you have it, class. I should have said this in the beginning, but this is just my opinion. You can really start reading manga with any other series. I'm just going by what has worked with some of my close friends and my own experience. But like, if you don't like any of the series that I recommend, then I'll just respectfully give you this F, expel you from the school, and then shame you on the street like Game of Thrones. So thank you guys for watching this video. If there's a series that you would have recommended to a beginner, go comment it down below. I would love to see your guys' opinions. But if you enjoyed this video, why not give it a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss an upload. And I'll see you guys in the next video.